Yo, what's up everybody? I'm Mr. Hamez and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be ranking every game pass from worst to best in Roblox War Tycoon. So let's get into it. So coming in last place, it's going to be the Camo Customizer. So this thing is completely useless. The only thing it does is just change the color of a camo. And it's a complete waste of Robux. I don't even know why I bought it. Moving on, we're going to have the Speedy Oil Extractor. So the Speedy Oil Extractor is pretty good for when you first start off in the game, but after that it's completely useless and there's not much point of buying it. So next up on the list we have the Tactical JLTV. So this thing, it's a pretty mediocre car. It's got alright speed and it's got armored plates on it and everything. It's got a little turret up top, but other than that it's not very good. So next up on the list we're gonna have the Desert Eagle. So the Desert Eagle is a pretty good weapon, and it does pretty good damage, but there's just so many better game passes out there. Next up on the list, we're gonna have Auto Collect. So Auto Collect is super handy if you go AFK a lot, and it's just a nice thing to have when you're walking around the base and you get passive money. So next up on the list, we're gonna have the Boxer CRV. So the Boxer is a pretty good vehicle. It has the explosive machine guns, and these are really good against helicopters. It's got the regular machine guns, and it's got the smoke screen. If you have the Robux and you want a new vehicle, this thing is pretty awesome. So next up on the list, we're going to put the Destroyer Drone. So the Destroyer Drone is the best drone in the game, but it's also a drone, and drones are just, they're alright. Like, there's nothing too crazy about them, and yeah, it's just kind of boring to use after a while. So that's why I put it on this spot on the list. Next up on the list is going to be the World War II Pack. The World War II Pack is a pretty good pack. It's got the M1 Garand, which is a pretty OP rifle. It's got the 100 health armor, and it comes with clothes. I do recommend buying this if you have the extra Robux. Next up on the list, I'm going to be putting the FAL Heavy. I put the FAL Heavy so high up on the list because it is very OP as an AR. It does so much damage, and it can absolutely shred people close range and long range as well. So next up on the list, we're going to have the Speedy Humvee, and the Speedy Humvee is high up on this list because it's the fastest car in the game. It can easily hit 100 miles an hour, and it just flies around the map. It is absolutely insane for just traveling anywhere. Like, look at this thing go. It's just, like, light. So crazy. So next up on the list, I'm going to be putting the 10,000 shield health. The 10,000 shield health is pretty good, but people can still break it pretty easily. But it just gives you that extra little couple minutes or seconds to get your defenses up, or maybe get a helicopter up to stop whatever is destroying your shield. Alright, so next up on the list, I'm going to be putting the Abrams X tank. And the reason I'm putting the Abrams X tank not at the top spot is because I think it's overpriced personally. The Abrams X tank doesn't have any missiles that can lock onto helicopters, it's just the ground units. So helicopters have a pretty good chance of destroying this thing. And ground unit damage is pretty high, and this tank doesn't last very long. And it's like almost $20. It's kind of ridiculous for this tank. Alright, so next up on the list, we're going to have the Barrett. So the Barrett is a really OP sniper, probably the best sniper in the game right now. And I love the Barrett. Its headshot damage is one shot, and its range is amazing. This is a must-have sniper. So next up on the list, I'm going to have to put the double HP armor. So the double HP armor gives you a significant advantage against anybody on the ground. And you can win almost any fight with this thing. It's so handy. Next up on the list, I'm going to be putting the 2x cash. And the 2x cash, I think, is the most popular game pass in the game. And for good reason, because you get permanent 2x cash after every rebirth as well. So it helps speed up rebirths. And I think it's the first game pass that everyone should be buying. So the next helicopter on the list, I'm going to be putting the Mi-24. So the Mi-24 is the best helicopter in the game currently. It has 4 lock-on missiles, it has 24 barrage rockets, and 3 explosive machine guns. This thing is an absolute beast against vehicles, tanks, and ground troops. And finally, the best game pass in the game is going to have to be the explosive sniper. As much as I hate to put it at the top of this list, this thing is just so OP, and it kills anybody it comes into contact with. And that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as it would help my channel grow. And that's going to do it for me. Peace.